我认识他，这两位我不熟悉，但是呢，我最近发现呢，您要参加好像是安省的那个代表保守党参加安省的省议员，但是我呢有点疑问，想和你请教，就是请教你一下，因为什么呢？您这个身份，和您这个权利，我有点看法。因为您权利我没有质疑，但您这个身份我有点质疑。为什么呢？因为在这次上街游行的过程中间，您是极力支持的，而且是动员大家的。没有，在微信群里边，我看到您的发言，我看了您的发言，这个我和你说，我这里我都有截屏，我都有什么？
吴健，这个问题是 personal 的问题，所以我觉得不是论坛的问题。所以我觉得对吧？你问一些论坛有关的东西。So the question is direct to Billy. It's a one-on-one. You know, like we don't need to listen. So just ask a general question.
OK. 那关于这次就是咱们不说这个针对个人来说啊，关于这次上街游行的事情，我个人表态，我是个华裔，我也是个亚裔，但我不是个猴子，对不对？我想这样，但是有些问题呢，作为一个11岁的女孩，撒了一个谎。作为我们每一个人都有一个童年的，我们童年的成长过程，每个人都会撒谎，对不对？而且，对，都会撒谎，各种各样的理由都会撒谎。我还有2个孩子，适龄的孩子，他们2个怎么跟我撒谎捉弄我，我也经历过。对不对？因为孩子他不懂得什么叫政治，什么叫社会，他只是根据个人的意愿或个人的压抑程度，他来撒谎逃避某一件事情，或者想要得到某一件事情。作为一个16岁的女孩，她不肯戴头巾，为什么非要说她后边是有阴谋呢？我可以这么认为，这个孩子不愿意戴头巾，他为了反抗他父母给叫他戴头巾的这个一个事情，他可以跟他父母说，那有人捡我头巾，我就不戴了。警察不追究了，他的母亲道歉了，为什么要闹得沸沸扬扬？对不对？还有一个，我再想起来，每次到大选之年，都会有集群上街，而且都是华人冲在前面。我可以这么说，你反新，你反大麻。我没意见，这是社会问题。但是你要反穆斯林，我就有意见了，因为这是政治问题，这是牵扯到加拿大多元文化的制度的问题。因为我们面对的最大的敌人在加拿大就是种族歧视和种族主义。为什么3大党领、各级政府首脑在第一时间会共同谴责这件事情？因为它牵扯到加拿大的国本和加拿大的根本价值和制度。为什么上街要叫人家土豆去道歉？我觉得这就是无理取闹。为什么会无理取闹？他们这些上街的人不代表华人，我可以毫无疑问地告诉大家，他们代表的就是保守党。
Thank you, my friend.
我还没说完呢。
还没说完 ？Okay, you want to keep going? But you want?
我还有最后一次，我没说到我的话。你说完。
因为可能因为他们要走。
我知道，我有一个疑问。
你问。
OK， 在15年反新的时候，也面临着保守党党魁的选举，对不对 ？Patrick Brown 和 Carrie 在反新的问题上个人表了态，结果 Patrick Brown 表态支持反新，他当选了。同样，现在又是3个党魁要参选，我也想问一问，请比利潘先生带给福特先生一个问我的问题：他是不是支持华人上街去反穆斯林或者反自由党？我要他表态。
There will be a town hall meeting coming Monday. You go there, ask him directly. Okay? I don't represent Mr. Duckworth. Thank you.
没关系，我只是借这个机会把我的声音发出来了，大家都知道。 我会在各种场合去咨询他的。
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. 我不知道你说的怎么好。好 So for the audience, like essentially, my friend, he just speak about the issue. So this girl, 11 years old, she's a girl. She's just a girl. You know, she lie, and so a lot of kids lie. So why the community is making a big fuss? You know, but my view is like. She's 11 years old, she's old enough to, you know, to know whether it's a lie or not a lie and how critical. But perhaps maybe, you know, like she doesn't know how serious the problem is. So she says she doesn't like, you know, to wear the naquit. That's a possibility. But she also trying to borrow, you know, another one, you know, to wear it, you know. I'm not sure what's the story. But anyway, she did tell a lie. So whether we should, you know, hang on to this issue. So I think we are sort of talked about that already. So why don't we go on to the question 5, which is the last question. So we talked about this, you know, like Islamic phobic. There's some one saying that we should put it in the Islamophobic, and then, you know, Billy mentioned that we should all be the same. You know, to an extent I agree. If you go to the school system, if you look at the special need kid, the elementary school, we don't distinguish any kid, and they play happily growing up. So only they have an IDP. So for this particular case, Muslim may perhaps need some special treatment. But whether we have to put in a lot of wording, this is something that we need to talk about it openly. So that go to the next question that we want to talk about. Shall we change any policy moving forward? So I'm going to direct the question, like for example, like one of the conversations is 74% people agree with screening some of the immigrant to ensure they have the Canadian value. So that boils down to what is the Canadian value? Whether you agree we have some screening of the Canadian value immigrant, or whether there's anything that you want to put in the Islamophobic, you know, into the legislation system. I'm going to start with Ben, and he has to leave at 5, and I'm going to pass to Billy, and then for those who can stay behind, can stay behind.
Actually, it's only on a personal opinion, and I can see the value of Canada is very important. And in all the audience here, I believe most are immigrants. So we never get a chance to let a non-immigrant to talk about how they feel these issues. So we just on one side of the entire issue. We are all immigrants. We are all from the same, most of people from the same place of origin. So we all have that cultural background and to bring out our own idea. So this is representing the entire society, community. I don't think so. What I say, can I represent most of the people? No, I don't think so. So all we are here is try to express what we see, what we feel in our day-to-day life. So nothing is correct or incorrect. But if everybody look for political correct, it will stop our put everything forward. So I hope in the future that we have a responsible government when they draft any policy, that they do more research and make sure that the entire community or every aspect get protected. Screen for. We come to this country, we should at least understand what's the Canadian value. But what's Canadian value? Sorry, I don't have idea what's Canadian value.
Thank you. I'm going to pass on to Billy.
Thank you. Myself, I think we need a Canadian value, but we don't have a well-defined Canadian values, right? So at this point of time, we can just stick to our Constitution and human rights. That include equality, equity, respect, freedom, peace. Last but not least, law and order. That means we shouldn't do anything illegal on the others. I like to quote Pierre-Éliott Trudeau, the previous Prime Minister, announced during the multiculturalism policy in the House of Commons, 1971, October 8th. He said, "For although there are two official languages, there is no official culture, nor does any ethnic group take precedence over any other. No citizen or group of citizens is other than Canadian, and all should be treated fairly. I think this sounds good enough, right, as our value. Responding to that gentleman, I can't remember I explicitly support any protest according to this. And in the first statement I read, young people make mistakes, so I can tolerate that. And when you say I am in that group, probably you are in that group also. So do you mean that you are supporting that protest? I don't think so. If you want to share with me about the screen, I would like to stay a couple more minutes behind and have some discussion with you. Thank you very much.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know exactly what you mean with the live streaming. You want to speak offline, about... Okay, so he does not want this. He has some reservation in speaking in public for that issue. So really, you want to comment on whether you want to change any law legislation?
I think there must be a full disclosure of what the differences that we have about understanding the Muslim community. I think it's about time for Canada to educate our young children about Muslim as one of the religions here in Canada. But we have to accentuate the fact that Canada is a Christian country. Most communities in Canada are practicing Catholics and have Christian faith, and we naturally are being a friend with the Muslim community. We don't want to be enemies or against their beliefs and cultural backgrounds, and it's very unfortunate that this thing happened about this girl who reported to her teachers, and also it was in the media that her hijab was cut off a couple of times. I think it's very clear that our police authorities have investigated the mother, and they found out that everything was simply a hoax. It was simply fabricated by that little girl. And I think whatever that's happening now, those protests that's happening here in Toronto or in Ottawa or elsewhere, I think they should put a stop on that. I think it's just a waste of time for everybody, and we should love and respect each other, whether we're Muslims or Christians. I think that's one of the most valuable Canadian values. Thank you.
So really agree with the mutual respect is very important, no need to change, and the protest should not go on.
Okay, I would think that multiculturalism and work hard and all those are representing Canada and Canadians' uniqueness. I'm wearing a Chinese costume today. Somebody will say that, okay, since you come to this country, you should be following this country's value. You should be doing the same thing as this country, everybody in this country. Okay. I'm wearing my Chinese costume. I'm not forcing you, I'm not forcing him to wear this Chinese costume. What's the problem of my wearing this one? Just like Muslim individual, they have the religious tradition, and they are not. I don't think they are forcing the other people in this country to follow their religious costume, and I don't think they want me to wear their costume, although I might be interested in wearing. They don't force me to wear a hijab. although I might be interested in wearing too. So that's a big issue. We have an individual freedom to express myself in the Chinese costume. It doesn't hurt anyone else. Why are we forcing people to change their cultural heritage? That's the big thing. Somebody says, my friend Ben Liang said that, the Muslims are trying to change the country, they're trying to change the system. I don't think that's right. Well, they have their way of living. I think we should respect, as each member of this equal community, we should respect others as well. People should respect I'm wearing the Chinese costume and I'm not forcing other ones to wear this Chinese costume. So that's the greatness of this country, being equal. We are all different. We are different with the Filipino community in certain way, right? Filipinos have their own costumes. But this country is great, not in spite that we are different, not in spite that we have diverse backgrounds, but because of this diversity. That is the greatness of Canadian. By forming different communities, we are actually all making contribution to this great country. That is the greatness of this multiculturalism and diversity of this country. So, starting from the senior Pierre Elliott Trudeau, Prime Minister, who introduced the multiculturalism, we actually have a policy of accepting immigrants according to points. No matter according to your skills, your education backgrounds, and all of those things, that you will be to judge who can be accepted as immigrant, as a new citizen of this country. That is a great thing. Before that, there was a system that judged people or accepting people to immigrant by country of origin. If you are coming from a European country, you are more favored than the others. That was the old system, and that was an unequal system. So I'm saying that since 1970s, we are more equal, we are in a better situation. And I agree with you that the immigration system or all the others keep constantly changing. But this principle, I think, is a great thing, that we accept new talents to this country, not judging by their country of origin, not judging by what face of color they have, not judging by what religion they have, or even not judging by how much money they have. It's only judged by your talent and your skills. That is a great thing, and I think we should keep. So talking about equalness, I would also like to say that societies, each member of the communities might not be treated equally all the time. That's what happened right now. I would like to still put my three pictures together. So, in the history, in 1907, we have particularly the Chinese being discriminated. So at that time, if we want to make every community equal, we should criticize the xenophobia. That's what happened. And at this time, I would think that there is a real case that Islamophobia is real, and Islamophobia does exist in the community. So making a statement, not a legal bill, but making a motion to criticize Islamophobia is not favorism. It's actually making things equal and making things fair for everyone. That is why I would think that motion 103, making a statement of criticizing anyone who discriminate certain particular group is so important. Because in this diverse society, everyone is equal. That is right. But when someone is not treated equally, and you still try to, in the name of equalness, try to ignore that discrimination, that is not right. So I would say that in general, when discrimination happens, politicians and everybody in the society should stand up and criticize the behavior, I stress, the behavior of discrimination against the ethnic minority. Thank you.
Wow, Michael, you are very prepared. You make a very powerful statement. And I agree with you 100%. Canada is a great country. We are so diversified. We can be on the stage, talking against each other, but we are pretty good friends. And in some country, you cannot even protest. Like Hong Kong, they have every which way to stop you from protest. And we in some country, if you say something, then you may be disappear, mystically. But anyway, in Canada, we are safe. As much as I'm Chinese, he's Philippine. We have our blood and belonging. We can demonstrate our blood and belonging. So, I agree with you wearing in a Chinese New Year thing. But we are also Canadian. We share the Canadian. So we should do every which way to help the community, to help Canadians a more inclusive, more diversified, more equitable society. So without further ado, we will conclude the forum today. And I'm glad that Billy is still there. He's trying to, he said he wanted to speak in private with some of the people over there. So thank you all of us for listening. So we will have more city forum come along. Next week is Chinese New Year, so we're going to take a break. So we'll keep you guys posted with the upcoming development. Thank you, and then happy Chinese New Year of the dog. Thank you. So can I call upon Billy and friends?